Peace, peace. Family, this is Furious Stylz, and you already know what time it is. The State of Mind is back on Afjam Radio with another powerful episode. This week, we're chopping it up with Badji, a sharp-minded businessman straight from Senegal, for a special interview titled Pan-African Vision. We're talking unity, economics, and the future of black empowerment worldwide. Tap in live on April 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on Afjam Radio. Lock it in. Your host for that evening is your brother Furious Stylz, and alongside my co-host, the one and only Empress Dianna Wright, and we're bringing you another powerful episode of A State of Mind on afjamradio.com, afjamradio.com, and be a part of the movement. Don't miss it. See you there. Pan-Africanism in business. So this should be great, coming out of Senegal. For me, it's a lot to learn about Senegal because there's very little that I know there. But stay tuned. This ought to be a very, very enlightening, very interesting conversation, very fun conversation because there's a lot of fun facts I'm sure that's out there about Senegal. Okay. And just stay tuned, family. I mean, one of the legends that come out of Senegal, man, that, we're familiar with in the Pan-Africanist community is the good brother, Sheikh Anta Diop.
Jackie?
In the
Sahan Abubakar.
The Black conscious community. You got to say his name right. If you're in a,
how do you say it?
I guess it's supposed to be Diop.
My gosh.
Because if you say Sheikh Anta Diop, they're like, oh, brother, you don't know what you're talking about, man. His name is Diop.
I won't even try.
Yeah, you lose points. You lose points if you don't say his name right. So, but And we're going to listen to this brother here. He's going to give us a brief history on why Sheikh Anta Diop is such a valuable asset to the community. Peace, Badji. How you doing today, brother?
Yeah, peace to you, upon to you, my brother. I'm fine. Hope you too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excited about the conversation this evening, man. For those who do not know, would you mind giving us a brief introduction?
Okay, I can try, but I have to explain that French, English is my fourth language.
Okay.
I'm not so keen in English.
Okay.
But as a Pan-Africanist, when a Pan-Africanist need me, I have to stand on. So I'm here for you. I will try for my best to speak as well as I can.
Okay.
But I'm not speaking English well as you do. So I will try. Well, for me, I am Senegalese. I'm African first. And Senegalese from West Africa. Senegal is in the West Africa, in the coast of West Africa.
Okay. And
I'm a Pan-Africanist. I have more than 45 years. Yes, near to 50. And but I'm still young. And
yes,
I have ever been in a Pan-Africanist till I'm young. And I have been trained as a community developer. And from the community developer, I understand it allow me to understand one thing, that all the fightings of Pan-Africanists, we had leader in the during the slavery, during the colonizer time, and after when we get independence. But it's only by this moment that we have underground people coming from the real people and coming from the population and fighting to affirm the sovereignty of Africa. And I'm among this person people. And that's why I believe that we are the last step to go for sovereignty and to build the unity of the continent and to position Africa as a power in this world.
Okay, awesome. And I assume that you're familiar with Sheikh Anta Diop. Is that correct?
Yeah, Sheikh Anta Diop. Yeah, Sheikh Anta Diop has. I was listening to your radio. Someone was explaining. Me, I think Sheikh Anta Diop. Some people, like when you go to Ethiopia or Cameroon or US or in the Caribbean, like people know more Sheikh Anta Diop than even most of Senegalese. And you will be surprised. You know of what? Because the system was here after independence and are still here. So we live imperialism till now in different form. And how Sheikh Anta Diop, his knowledge was against the whole scientists of supremacy white people. If they let him rise up and put his the books in university, that means all the history of the world will be turned down by his from his knowledge. That's why he has been fighting. He has been fighting by people who rule our state, because people who was ruling our state was for the system of imperialism. Even they were black, but they were ruling this imperialism system. And our new generation, it has, I say, maybe the 10 years past. People were fighting, for Sheikh Anta Diop, his ideology and his thought, his science from his book to be spread, And now I think that we are winning this struggle, but we have till now a lot of to do, and I hope we will do it with the diaspora, because only the diaspora, the bond we will make, the bridge we make with the diaspora, really can give us the strength that we need, to settle to fix the Pan-Africanism project. Has a unity from the continent, the sovereignty, and the powerful people.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I know here we always, especially in the quote-unquote black conscious community, Sheikh Anta Diop is referenced a lot. Especially when it comes to the origin of man and things like melanin, because he was a anthropologist and a archaeologist. He was digging, you know what I mean? So we don't have too many black people out there doing that type of work, and he was out there doing the work, and he was in the labs doing his studies and bringing the information to the people. Very, very powerful, man. And yeah, man, we're in debt to Sheikh Anta Diop. I think that, what would you say as far as Pan-Africanism? Like, is that like a popular thing in Senegal at all? Or is it a common theme, or is religion more of a common theme there?
No, from now, people are talking more about Pan-Africanism, but when we start our fighting in the underground, most of the people they heard about Pan-Africanism.
Okay.
Here in Senegal, the specificity of Senegal was the first territory that has been colonized by French in West Africa. And I used to say that Senegal was a laboratory for the French colonizer. Okay. Only the colonizer is also the slavery. How to say? I don't know how to tell them, because I hate even to say that this word slavery. And Senegal was the first territory that has been used as a laboratory. So that means what? That means that we were first 7 centuries that their method were applied to this population, to us, as assimilation to control us and to make our elite. It's a lot of mechanism, a lot of system they put here, to control us forever. Wow. That's why they are even surprised that now this generation talk about Pan-Africanism. Let me tell you something. It has maybe three years. Women come, because I only work on the ground. I don't want to meet journalists or coming to make research. I'm not in this way. And most of the time when they come, they ask the Pan-Africanists, and the boy, they give some name and they give my name. And most of the time I don't go. But one time I say I have to go to see what they're thinking, what kind of question. they will ask me. So I go, it was a French girl, and she's a teacher in a university, a professor. But this allowed me to understand one thing. She said, what influenced you about Pan-Africanism? They were surprised because they don't know, because they think that they kill Pan-Africanism here. Mm-hmm. They stop, they erase Pan-Africanism. So what makes Senegalese people that talking about now, young youth talking about Pan-Africanism, fighting for Pan-Africanism, fighting against France, against the coin, the France CFA, is the money of domination, the French armies that settled here. Mm-hmm. Why? And that I say what you don't know, that we suffer centuries, and what we suffer is in our blood. Right. It's not about television, because they don't talk about most of the time slavery, how history, they transform system, all their systems they develop. But it's what I understand. And because Senegal is one of the pillars of France here in Africa, it's like Ivory Coast. Oh. Senegal and Ivory Coast, because Senegal is influential. The first school of the colonization of what we call EOF is a French, West African French territory colonizer. The first school was in Senegal. And all the elite, all the politicians, all the intellectual has been formed from Senegal. And most of them they have been the president of their state. So you have to know what represents Senegal for the system. That's why even we change the regime, the new regime talking about sovereignty, they have some problem because they know that blocking the link with France will be not easy. Okay. But I don't know if you heard about AES, Mali, Burkina, and Niger. Yeah. I'm not talking. Our group is a radical group. We are not talking about democracy, things like that, because democracy is their system. Mm-hmm. Our system is cultural. Okay. And they put the link between our culture and how our state must be. It's them who build our state. It's only to say that all the things to make that we have to learn step by step, like Haiti, like Jamaica, like Brazil, Guyana, because till now we have community who fight to gain their liberty, their freedom in the slave time. Until now, those communities are there. So if we want to build a new Africa, a strong structure, a supra-structure around the world, we have to gather all the community, not the state, because the state is still now held by imperialism. That's why this kind of interview you are making, it's not easy for me to talk in English because it's only
you're doing great. You're doing great, bro. But let me ask you real quick though: is it possible to be a Pan-African and a Muslim, a Pan-African and a Christian, a Pan-African and a Hebrew?
Okay, me being in the movement led me a lot of things by comparing to our enemy, because they are our enemy. Is that we have some trap, some topic that are some trap. If you have not the skills to analyze deeply, as you say, from as a hunter job. Mm-hmm. Me, I learn a little history, but I know that we have been between the Arabo-Islamic. I'm a Muslim, but I recognize that the Arab utilize they use the religion, like the white use the religion as an ideology of domination. Mm-hmm. And most of them, of African, if we are African first, I'm not talking about Pan-Africanism. Oh. If we are African and we are not conscious to this reality that religion has been used and most till now is used by us and against us, has a doctrine of domination that continue to make facilitation for the operation like jihadism, like even how to say, even the Christianism used to control our population. That if you have not this conscious that you have to make apart your religion, and you have to be to be rooted in your culture. Because my chance is I'm a Jola. I'm from the ethnic group of the south of Senegal. And the south of Senegal, we maintain our our culture. And our culture, if you make some research in the Jola culture ethnic group, you will see that they have, it's more complicated, but only an example, there's a lot of kind of Jola, but all these are the same roots. We have what we call is this initiation, the big initiation.
Right, okay.
It's a big family. They make the initiation maybe 30 years, it's 30 years, 35, but it's mystical. It's not something you program. It's a message to you that the knowledge, those who hold the culture, they can, the science, they can learn the science to see that is the moment or is not the moment. And in the moment of initiation, they gather all the man to initiate them. And initiation make you the bound, the link between your culture, your community, your history, who you are.
Right.
And if you are in a religion and you do not know who you are, that's where is the problem. Because now you can be in Jamaica and know more about Africa than us. Right. You have to know that. Mm-hmm. You can be in Europe.
So, Badji,
you can. No. This question is interesting because we have now a lot of division. And
that's
all
correct.
the division, we want the power. We want to be the most strong in this world. And if we cannot discuss scientifically this kind of subject, we have been divided as Muslim, African, Christian, ethnic group, etc., things like that. And even some conflict you see here, like in Congo, like in Mali, with the Sahel, with the jihadism, all they use this kind of situation, problem of religion and poverty, to divide and to create conflict, and even between Afro-American, Afro-Caribbean, and Africans.
That's a fact.
That's why this question is very important for me.
So, Badji, so are you telling me, what I'm understanding is even though the religion is a part of the foundation, you're saying it is culture first, correct?
No, culture is the first, because even those religion, it was a religion. Religion is formality.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't formalize, religion millions of years later. But first is spirituality. But the spirituality is in the culture. Then you can have, to be initiated. You are initiated to understand who you are, what is the life, what is universe. Because if you don't know really all that, how you can even say that I'm this kind of person, I come from this family, I come from this history, my ancestor is this. A lot of people, they read some book and they say that. But it's something that you have to live because it's in your genes,
So,
it's in your energy that your ancestors, they don't give it to you, it's in you. Okay. But how? Okay. If you're in a family that has a chance, because colonization and slavery destroy most of family, most of ethnic group. Some ethnic group who have the chance to maintain their culture is only by the mercy on God, but they fight also. You learn more than me. The history, I'm sure that you learn more stories than me. Even you go to the Marons, you go people in Brazil that practice voodoo, things like that. You can criticize them, but there are some that are real spirituality and culture. But you have to make research because why white people, they only use one thing. They control us by one thing. It's not weapon, not economy. But they make research about us. And they know more us than we know ourselves. And they use information they get from our society, by the study centuries before even doing slavery. They take their time. And after they know who we are, how to divide us, how to control us, how to return people between us, and to control us. So what they get the information, but we are not working about information. Who are people and communities still now fighting in the Caribbean and the US?
Yeah.
We don't know each other. We are really the people underground working in Africa fighting. We don't know where is our strongness, our weakness, our potential. We know anything about us. And we are in war. There are centuries we are in war. We are not conscious even we are in war because they control information that we have to work in our mind. They put something, the information they want us to put in our mind and to discuss.
Right.
It's time for us to know that it's not our president, it's not our mystery, it's not our state, but it's Africa as another state. The deep state is us, it's you, it's me, it's the brother who talking.
So where do you draw the line, Badji, between Africa, between the culture of Africa and religion, or the outside world? Because when you look and see, Africa is rich, right? Africa has all the minerals, Africa has all the brains as well, and you see that people have been disenfranchised. You look and you see the roads are not the way you would like them to be. You see that our children in Africa are not dressed in the fine clothes that we would want them to wear, even though they produce most of the raw materials. So, but yet still, Africa is one of the, just like the Caribbean and just like the West is just so religion seems to be the center of it. So where do you as a Pan-Africanist and where do the rest of Africans draw the line and say enough is enough? We don't want this anymore. We want our culture. We want our wealth back. Where do you draw the line?
What do you draw the line?
Okay, so to me, it's like you can't be committed to both. Because if you are committed to Christianity or you're committed to Muslim or to Islam or you're committed, but then if the culture says something, you have to fight for this, but it's going to go against the tenets of religion. And how do you find that middle ground to say culture is first, I'm going to put religion to the side? Meaning, can you please both at the same time?
Okay. Maybe I tell it, but I was not so clear. All is what is first in my mind. Me, my mind, I'm first African. That's the problem. Sometimes, we are reality of peaceful. It's in our blood because we are the first on this earth. We are the more close to God. It's natural about religion. It's in us. And that makes that we are too much peaceful and being hurt us anytime. But how to draw the line is not to draw the line. We should have a natural position if we know who we are. If I'm born in a family, if I grow up by knowing that I have to know who I am, I go to search my roots, my ancestors, and I finally know who I am. I know what is my position. All is about who you are, what is your position, and your position determines your responsibility. Your heritage determines your responsibility. And your heritage is our history, is the African history. So all is linked. Start in your mind who I am. I'm not an Arab. It's not about Islam. Before Islam has been on Christianism having it by two different ways, Arab and white people. And when they use it and they know that our culture, our spirituality is powerful. So they take their time to turn our mind, our faith to their religion to destroy us. Because they know that till we control ourselves, our culture, our spirituality, we got the power, and they could never, control us, colonize us, or things like that.
Yes.
But I say you in the introduction that I know where I am. I'm coming from the South Senegal. Go to Google, search the Jola tribe, right? Jola ethnic group. If you find it, you will understand. If you make research, you will understand. And even if you understand, it's more deep than understanding. It's something that in your heritage. And if I say heritage, it's your gene. Because the transmission that we get from our ancestors is in our gene. But the problem is that if you are not initiated, it's difficult for you to have skills. I noticed something, the 3 years, 4 or 5 years past, I noticed that a lot of women coming from the diaspora are coming back.
Wow.
I cannot say that I'm a spiritual, because in what we teach us, we cannot say you are a mission for God. It's not something that people has to say. Sometimes you brag yourself, you know. But I can say that the fighting, the Pan-African fighting, is really spiritual fighting. And if you are a Pan-Africanist and you don't understand that this fighting is spiritual because it has money, it has women, you know, it has a lot of trap that the system will use, and all is what is good for your, what we call for your nafs, your soul, because we are weak. What makes us weak? Because we want money, we want women, nice women, we want a nice social situation. And if you are attracted of that, you are materials. You are not spiritual. And our first fighting is to not be attracted for them or to fight. We are all attacked, but we have to fight against them to maintain our fight destiny.
Yeah.
To answer to her, I don't know if she understands.
Yes, I understand. I understand.
You have to know that you are first African, but it's not to know. But you have to make research who are coming from where ethnic group. Now you can do analyze to know where you come from in Africa, and the gen say that where you come from, and you make this research. You can even understand why you are African, and you are not conscious what makes you to be a Pan-African fighter, even born in US, because of your heritage.
Absolutely. I always wondered, man, like...
I have no problem with religion. Honestly, I'm a fighter. I'm fighting of Africa. I'm fighting for my people. You know, religion comes later. Religion is between me and God, not my community.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I always wondered, man, like, you know, when the invaders came into Africa, into Senegal, let's focus on Senegal right now, though. But when the invaders came and they was taking out our ancestors from out of Goree Island, so I understand the history of those who were put on ships because, you know, I'm over here. But what I don't have a good understanding of was how was life over there for the African once we was sent over here? Like, were the Senegalese there still? Were you guys being enslaved there, or what was the climate like there?
Okay. Senegal did not exist first.
Okay.
Senegal was a creation of the colonization.
All right. Okay.
Most of we say, I don't know, it's in English entité. We say entité in French. Entité. Most of entité was an empire, and if you make something, we'll see that most empire it was a Monday. The Monday, like where come from Sunjata Keita, Mansa Musa, things like that. And even what is interesting to your question, most of people, they don't make research how long they come here, they settle, how long they try to understand the social structure, and how long they take to attack. Most of people, they think that they come, they take us or we sell them. No, it takes 1, 2, 3 centuries. But the problem is, I try to study this situation, even me. I'm saying how it makes that 400 years of slavery. How? Because for me, I cannot understand in my mind. No, when they come first, they have their plan, they have their objective, but people here, they don't know anything about what these people are coming for.
Right.
You agree? Most of them, when they come, they settle in the island. Like in Senegal, it has an island. The island was Cabo Verde.
Okay.
Cabo Verde. They settle first. And why they settle in Goree? You know, it's safe for them. So they settle step by step. Years after century after centuries. And if you make research, it has 6 or 7 European states that try to, you know, make a cycle of Africa. And all the time, most of people, you think that they understand their plan? When the ship was coming and to settle, to explore.
Right.
They don't know.
No.
And after, they take the time to exchange, what we call their commercial product. Because they say pakoti. I don't know if you know what is pakoti. They take their time, and most of them miro. It's something that we learn, but when we were young. But when we grow up, we want to take time to reanalyze all that. But we take the time to reanalyze all that till 1444 till 1600. They were going step by step. Maybe two centuries they take their time. And even, Africa was not organized like we know states are organized or cities are organized. Africa is wide. Even now, if you go in Africa, if you are not in the city, I say, you see that in the village they are, spread. That's why it's a problem of conflict even now, because the way we structure our state till now is a problematic structure. It was easy for them when they come. People then don't know what they plan. They have their plan. They come out to make link by little group, things like that. And at the same time, what you don't take account, it has this Arab slavery.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because some people don't know that the Arabs first enslaved the Africans.
And the Arab slavery was 700 years that they attack. Because African is people, we don't need to go elsewhere, but they need to come here.
Right.
Because of gold, of salt. Because Sudan has, till the antiquity, Sudan has gold. Is not only Mali. Yes, and it's in the past, the Pharaoh time.
So you're saying, Badji, the Arab slavery was 700 years, and that was before. Was that during the time or before?
I would think before.
Was before. Oh, okay. Before this. Okay.
In Gaza, the two slavery is 1,200. So 1,200. This Sahel zone resists. Me, I'm proud as African. What people they don't know? They don't know that this Sahel coming from Mali. Mali is the empire of Senegal, and to Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia. They resist from the Pharaoh time to the Muslim domination time to the colonizer time. And the colonizer, the Portuguese, and the Portuguese and the Spain, they take the habit of the Arab, because the first trade, when they want to discover, is not the route, the way of India. It's Mansa Musa, when he sold the gold, that they understand that they have to find the El Dorado in Africa. But they don't know where is the El Dorado. They don't know the name. But people, they will never say that because of Mansa Musa, the Portuguese and the Spanish, they want to discover where is the El Dorado.
So they say a lot here that Mansa Musa owned slaves as well. Is that true, or how, that you know of?
What they say?
They say that Mansa Musa owned slaves as well.
No, you say history has been transformed, and the cultural reality is different till now. Me, Amdola, I can say to a Syrian that he's my slave. But when we say someone is our slave, between Senegalese or some ethnic Senegalese group, it's different. What we call slavery.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
And people, they transform to as I say, history, they transform reality to continue to divide us, to continue to think that we hate each us, never Gaza. Because if we Gaza, the result, we are powerful. And people, Occident, Western will fall down. To answer to the question of my sister, so that's the problem. They take 100 years, 200 years to settle, around Africa one by one, and there were 6 states. Even most of the people, they don't know that the Danish or Denmark or Sweden, they had in Ghana, they built a slave house.
Oh, yeah.
Most people, they don't know that. So imagine I say that our first World War during the slavery time.
Yes.
Because during the time we were attacked, but we were not conscious that we were attacked. We have no information from people who attack us. That's why they take centuries to understand. But we resist to all that time. We resist. But in any community, we will find people that only care about themselves. That doesn't mean that all the community know. And they study some division, and they use this division to turn once against the other brother.
They still doing it today.
No, it's the same. It's the same method. It's the same method. But the problem is us. Me, what I used to do to tell to the guy, I say the problem now is us because we know their strategy, we know their method. Now, even history, we are not going to try to understand history. It's not to read some book, but it's to understand deeply their method. Me, I'm only working on the method, on the strategy. And they plan, they take their time. But anytime we are, in the superficial level, in the superficial aspect, and we have, for us, understanding the way they process in slavery for me is really important. The way they process in colonization is really important because we face even their ship. Their ship, it was the ship arm. It was for war. But by this time in Africa, we were not working in such armies, that offensive army. Africa empire, they never worked on offensive because Africa was big. We have all we need. So mentally, you don't need to try to go elsewhere to prepare an army to go to conquer. That's why anytime we are in defensive position, and anytime they are in offensive position. Because they are in need. Their environment don't give them what they need. They have not the resources. They have not the sun. Because it's the sun will give life. Eating meat was not been prepared. You eat the blood, and when you eat the blood, you take the gem of the animals. They are animals, and it's something that we have to learn deeply, how to know how to face them. You never can compromise with them.
That's a fact.
Who is running?
Yeah.
Who is running a Senegal now? Is it Senegalese, Black African Senegalese, or do you think Senegal is being run by the oppressors in a different way?
Diana, you are interesting. You know your question, but you know there is the answer. About the system. Me, I have been teach, and I teach what is really the system.
Yeah.
People who lead us, who have been university and things like that, they don't really learn what is system. The imperial system is what we call the mechanism. And the mechanism is first your education. The program of education till now, we are not learning the programs that we made by ourselves. We learn programs that has been made by the colonization.
Wow.
By the colonization. No, that's because if I'm saying that I have to fight, it comes from my mind first. Right. What I have to fight, how I have to fight it, things like that. It comes on my mind. But if what they put in my mind is only to learn and to find money, to make a job, have wife, and to even to rule their system unconsciously, because that's the programmation of our mind, is an education program. That's fine, first. The second thing is, that in West Africa, we are fighting against the France CFA. France CFA is a money that is made by France, but that we use. And it's made in France, not in Africa.
Oh, wow.
Not in Senegal.
Wow.
You don't know that?
That's crazy. Now, I ain't know that.
It's 15. It's West Africa, French West Africa, it's Central Africa, and it's Mother Comore. In the East Africa, you will find one or two islands there that are using France CFA.
It's considered to be a franc?
And it's made in France.
Oh, wow.
And France is the third state in the world that has a huge reserve of gold. France has no gold.
Right.
I don't understand.
Has no
My
gold.
God.
And if you learn history, you will know that all the empire from the Persian, the Macedonian, the Egyptian, till now they were fighting to control gold around the world. And how can we be in 2025? We don't understand that we have to fight to control our mines of gold. People are talking about coltan, are talking about uranium, but first, gold you can bank. Gold define your stock of gold, define the value of your coins, of your money. And it's France who controls that. So you take education, you take the money, you take the army. Our model of army, we are trained. We are, they furnish the guns. And even our army is not army. Me, I should make even some research. Napoleon Bonaparte, he was more than 1 million. Napoleon Bonaparte. That's why he was strong. He had a strong army.
Yeah.
Go to see the number of our army. Compare.
That's
and even
deep.
the army, why in the time of colonization, the colonized time, it was easy for us? Because the army was more than 100,000.
Wow.
No. Me, one fact I'm trying to study, because now it's only two facts I try to study. First is the army, because all their history, compared to us, they developed their army to be really strong. But we never developed our army as them. That's why it was easy for them. One question that he asked me also about slavery is that they have prepared centuries before coming from slavery. They in the medieval time.
Yeah.
Medieval time, they start to prepare their army because it's a heritage. All the states are built from an army. It's not what we call institutional. It's not the president who lead US. It's not the president who lead France. It's not the president who lead Russia. Even Putin, why he's strong? Because he come from the spy service of Russia. It's the CIA who lead US.
That's a fact.
Wow.
The secret service of France who lead France. It's the secret service of China who lead France. Now it's easy to understand why Africa has been controlled during history, colonization until now. Because till now we are not working on the path and make us to be a sovereign, a powerful, and a free continent. Because if you take the economy, Mansa Musa take all the gold out of Africa and make interest from the white people to come here.
Well, let me ask you, what are your thoughts on since we're talking about world powers and things of this nature, what are your thoughts on Ibrahim Traore, and do you think that he has some type of influence on Senegal at all, or what?
As when we start, Ibrahim Traore was not the leader. We know, even before Ibrahim Traore, it was Assimi Goïta, the president of Ghana, the soldier of Mali, the soldier. It was who takes the power. But people, they criticize them. But before they take the power, most people, they forget that this is a young organization of Pan-Africanism in Mali, in Senegal, till 2014, that was fighting in the streets. People, I don't know if they forget that, or they were not watching the news. But we, Pan-Africanists, I know some people in all these states. We are comrades, we know each other, we are brother and sister. And I think that the president, before the three soldiers who have the power now, all the president has been fight. There is the young organization of Pan-Africanists who fight them and who take them out. And who make the space to Assimi Goïta to come. It's not Assimi Goïta who make the putsch. No. It was till 2016. The Malian organization were fighting against Ibeka. Ibeka is Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. He was the president of Mali before Assimi Goïta. This one now, the fighter, the Pan-African fighter.
Okay.
And Ibrahim Traore was working for France. Until 2016, before Assimi came, the population were making demonstration against him because he was ruling for France.
Oh,
so
wow.
why people are not honest and say that Assimi Goïta, the new one, who is a revolutionary, because he kicked out France and US and all that. They say that this guy is not legit legitimate because he is a soldier, he may push. No, it's the population who pick out and we want him because he is a real one. He is a real leader. He's a real fighter. He's a strategist. And see, it's after him, the same situation was in Burkina Faso in 2014. The president who killed the great Thomas Sankara, whose friend and Thomas Sankara would betray him and kill him and work for France. He was kicked off by the young who were inspired by Thomas Sankara, who kicked him off out. And if that after one or two others come, till the Ibrahim Travel come. So it's a process.
Right.
It's all these 10 years, the young, the new generation of Pan-Africanists in the ground are fighting against all the government that was working with the imperialism or neo-colonialism system. So it's a lot of information that we have to take account. And me, I am for the military if you are Pan-Africanist. I'm not for democracy.
Okay.
Because democracy is an institutional rule. And the modern model of institution is them who build this model to continue to control us from the United Nations, from the rules of how to rule this kind of state. If we are not powerful from our army, we will never be free against this system because they live in cold environment. They consume a lot of energy. They need energy to live hot, warm in their house. It can seem that some things that are not really important, but it's the most important things.
Right.
We don't need a lot of power, but they need a lot of power. The way they live, their industry, their army, their money, they consume a lot of energy, and life is about energy. That's why they need our gas, our oil, for the money, they need our gold, they need our uranium. We know all that. But the problem now is what we can do to reinforce, to strengthen those who are in good position, like the AES, like Mali, Burkina, Niger. How we can reinforce them. Me, it's only one thing. Me, I don't, apart this trick, I don't take account all other government because they don't show something really reliable to them. I say we have to settle a parallel government composed by Pan-Africanists around the world.
Yeah.
Right.
But we have not to show it up because we show up anything in the media, in the internet. We have to do like them what they do. The deep state, we lead US, we lead France, we lead Britain, are not people we see. So if we want to win this, because it's a long, all the 30 years coming is years of fighting. All the 30 years, or we win, or it's finished for us with the new system they will set up with the internet and the AI, artificial intelligence. People don't know, but artificial intelligence is really dangerous, and they will use it.
That's what I believe. That's what I believe.
That's why it's time for that.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest industry in Senegal today, and how does that contribute to the economy there?
Who control first? Before to say that, who control the economy of Senegal? That's the first. Because who control determine the market. Who control the product determine the market. Who control the market determine the production. And determine all the economy that we're in. But now we see that the Chinese is coming. Chinese is here. Turkish is here. Wow. Most of them, what they try to do, the fighting is the ground. Because Africa has a lot of ground. Most of the other continent, they have no ground. They have less ground than Africa. So first is to have ground. If you have ground, you can, it's ground you say, you can cultivate.
Right.
With good things because all the foods are poisoned.
Oh my!
I bet.
It's a strategy. Me, I know what I'm saying. They made a strategy for the black people to eat bad, to make less children, to be unfertile because, like the survey time, like in Haiti, Haiti, they win because it has a huge community of slavery that was fighting against the white people there.
Right.
So they know demography is a weapon. So how to control this demography? One of their weapon is the food. The other weapon, vaccination, is a medicine that they are giving us, like that. But it takes time. So if you have investment is strategy. Africa, all that Pan-Africanist has to do is strategic, but it's because it's against a system. So if you talk about investment, is to talk about how to secure, how to make safe us. And to make safe us, anywhere you come in Africa, try to have ground. You can build your house, you can make your food, you can build a school. And if I say school, it's not like a formal school, typical building, huge, making huge building, no, to have the space. And it can be a private space. And if you go out of the city, you can have large, a wide ground, a large ground, and you can have your house, you can make a vegetable or things like that. You can have a school for the children, because our fighting is to be, to prepare the new generation of freedom fighter. Yeah, I think the best investment is that, because in one investment you can do other investment inside.
Okay.
And to have the ground.
Yeah, that's interesting right there. It's a brother, man, Alan. He says that the Gates Foundation and their jabs, talking about Bill Gates and their involvement with the vaccines and all of that. But let me ask you, like, as far as for the diaspora and all of that, like, let's just say if we were to come to Senegal, like, what type of businesses, like, would be good for us to get into? I hear you speaking about ground. I'm thinking you're talking about land and things of that nature. How about, like, is it real estate? Is that something that the diaspora would be able to get into there? Or?
Yeah. For example, you can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 brothers and sisters coming from there. And you can buy ground and build your house. And investing at the same time in real estate, because Senegal is attractive. The position of Senegal is peaceful. Senegal is attractive. It attracts, and Senegal is what I can say, an easy area to live for any kind of people, white people, Asian people. It attracts a lot of people, even African, because most of other African states it has conflict, things like that. It's not easy. But only problem is the level. The life is not cheap.
Right.
Senegal is expensive. But if you invest, it can be a good things for you, because you gain money. So if you gain money, you can live here. It's only to gain money.
So how's
and it's developing. Senegal, honestly, the real estate is developing. Honestly.
How's Akon City coming along? Is it developing? Does it exist? Or
no, Akon City, it stopped. Akon City, even it has only one building with I don't know how to say in English, but I know that if you are an investor, you have not to be a dreamer. No, you have to be pragmatical.
Right.
But Akon City, it was a dream.
Okay.
A dream when you wake up, you know that you are in the reality, and the reality is of Senegal. Now he is facing the reality. It's not easy to dream the kind of big city, futurist, things like that. You have to be pragmatic, one by one, step by step, to understand, because Senegal is complex. We are complex. We are easy by the first time, but we are not easy to really know deeply. So when you invest somewhere, you have to know people. How is the mind of people? How is the way of living? How they evolve.
Right.
How to be with them. How to invest here. Because it's not for people is in need, but the system transforms us. by being in surviving situation, make us also anytime trying to see opportunity, and that makes that, a lot of bribery, that people are not so.
Right.
But you have to be really pragmatical, and you have to be a real manager.
Right.
The psychology, the mind, the sociology, but Dakar is not difficult, honestly.
So we have a brother, Allen, man. He has a question for you. What's being done to protect the inventor of the frequency energy model and his inventions?
If we changed the past regime. We have a new regime in Senegal. Uh-huh. Because the past regime, Macky Sall, he was more close to the French neo-colonialists. But the new regime, we hope that they are in sovereignty, policy. But how to protect them, honestly, as I say you here, uh-huh. The system till now is in a certain way controlled by the French Entrepreneur Multinational. How to protect them? Maybe with a new regime, it can have some solution. Give them, but it's not really sure. It's not sure.
Yeah, that's something. That's crazy because when I go online, sometimes I see some of the brothers and sisters out there on the continent, man. They have some great inventions. Yeah. I mean, especially when it comes to creating energy, fuel, and things of that nature. And then it's like they disappear. You never hear from them again.
Were they bought
in some states, I see that some have been killed. It's like
right.
They have no. It's to tell you the reality. People they think that Africa are not fighting. Africa are not in solidarity with the brothers and sisters in the diaspora, Caribbean. No, it's not that. We are living the same reality. Uh-huh. Our government are black, are African, but the system of imperialism is here. And it's not people that you see they kill even president. You know the president, the Gaddafi, the president of Namibia, things like that. They kill.
You're right.
Because what is the interest? If this product is spread, that means that Africa will not need their product, and they will collapse. All their economy will collapse. Their economy will collapse.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, the brother said, I fear for their safety. Me too, bruh.
No. I have some things that we cannot talk about here because they control all our,
Yes, that's true.
Another thing that we cannot talk about.
Right,
Only things we have, what I can pray is you to have the means to travel around Africa and around the world and to meet people and to talk directly with them. Yeah. It's only the solution. And what is our weakness? Marcus Garvey, what we did in the past, no one till now did it. That's a big problem. Mm-hmm. The people he gathered, the business he gathered people around, all the projects he has, the section he settled in Africa and things like that. All he did till now, no one did it.
Right.
It's used to say that how we are far away to what our elder did for the fighting. Mm-hmm. Till now we are talking, but till now what Marcus Garvey did, no one did it till now.
That's a fact.
So we have to watch to ourselves. We have to criticize ourselves. Mm-hmm. All we have now, because it's our elder, fight and die for that. Even the women of Marcus Garvey, all she did, she go around Africa, she did a lot of things people didn't know. The two women of Marcus Garvey, because now we have not our school. Real estate is good, but even you have real estate, make in the part a school. Even you have a living room, make the living room a class. Mm-hmm. Step by step, one by one. It's what we cannot do. We Africans, we want to do from the top to the bottom directly. No, that's why we anytime fail. This century we are failing. It's not the time to fail. It's the time to success for us. The time to take the power.
I do hope the listeners, how sometimes they say black people are not good for each other, and black people fight against each other, and they paint a picture that we are the worst. But I do hope that people are coming into the realization that every time a leader, especially on the continent or in the Caribbean, a good, strong leader, each time one of those leaders is born, it is not necessarily the people, the Caribbeans and the Africans, that take them out. It is these people who give us the religion. Mm-hmm. It is these people who act like, I'm so afraid. Mm-hmm. It is these people who do not want to see us. If our men wear a hoodie over his head, they say, oh, I'm so afraid he looks like a bad person. But I hope the people are understanding that the people that comes with their soft-spoken voice and their big grammar, they are the ones that's committing the atrocities then and now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not trying to switch gears too much, but Badji, I have a very, very controversial question for you.
No problem.
Who makes the best jollof rice?
Oh my God.
Senegal, Ghana, or Nigeria?
My brother, how is your name? Let me write it.
He is diverse.
I know Diana.
Yes.
I have no right. What is your name?
His name is Furious Stylz. Furious Stylz.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Furious Stylz. Now, first, my wife she's a Afro-American. She live in Senegal.
Okay.
She's fighting. She wants to live here. But before to answer your question, because I feel the trap, I will.
No, it's no trap.
Respond to my dear sister Diana.
Oh my gosh.
What you're talking is important. You say in French elite, the elite. I don't know, it's the same.
Right.
Yeah.
In English, yeah. The most dangerous mechanism of the imperialism is the intellectuals class.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's from the intellectual class they control the mass.
Yes.
And they orient the political leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you are trying to explain to people. We don't analyze the system technically. We have to analyze the system technically. If you analyze it, it will be easy to make strategy and to be patient step by step and to win ground after ground.
Right.
Okay, this is for parentheses. Bon, see, my brother, the best Jollof rice come from Senegal, so it's Senegal.
I got you.
No, you know what? Let me give you the example of Africa.
Okay.
Why we are the most spiritual, the most kind people, the most delightful people, because we are the first. We are the genuine.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Jollof rice is the genuine one.
That's a fact.
Jollof rice is the genuine one. And it's important because you are talking about food. I know that you have the art of speaking. Honestly, I feel that you have really this art of speaking, of communicating. You can joke about food, but Thomas Sankara was saying that if you want to understand imperialism, don't go for far. Look what you're eating.
Right.
Look what you're eating. Thomas Sankara. Oh,
culture is inside. Economy is inside. Social living is inside because white people they eat. Each person has its plate, but like here in Senegal, we have a big bowl. All the family is around the bowl. That is community, living in one community and sharing the one food we have.
Wow.
If you lose that you start to be selfish, and if you are selfish, the system use you because one of the mechanisms of the system is to be selfish. You are out of your community. If you are part of the community, you go against your community. Even talking about food, you can train people to know who they are and to live in community and to rent for the community, to defend the community, and to never betray the community, because they able use people to betray their own communities. That was today what divides us as Caribbean, as African, as Afro-American. So we have to know our culture. It's like you say, in one part, religion is ideology, is doctrine, and it has been used to dominate us. So we have to know that and to be deep down in our culture.
Yeah, Alan says that emancipating ourselves is the key. So many are drones to the system of control. That's my brother Alan. He also says that he advises me to stop trying to cause your demise. Talking about the jollof rice.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You are really blessing people. I can feel your positive vibes.
Man.
Likewise, man. Likewise. It's a beautiful thing.
I can feel your soul. You have very nice soul. Mashallah.
Yeah, likewise, brother, man. And hopefully one day I'll be able to make it out there. Me and the Empress Dianna Wright be able to make it out there to Senegal, man. And I hear a lot. I mean, we hear a lot even about the Wolof people. You know, I mean, we hear a lot about the culture out there and things of that nature. I mean, but it's one thing to learn from a book or from a video and actually go out there and get firsthand experience. So, you know, that would be awesome.
Before you do your best to come here, even you don't see me, that's not the problem. We are in the fighting. It's not to see each other, but you are in mission. You have to take your energy. And if you come here, we will take your energy. If you come here, I will show you somewhere to go in the south. I will give you people to see deep down in the culture. If I say culture, I say deep down in the culture. You will be in relation with them. You will be with them. You will be in the, you know, but I cannot say, in the south. Next one, we say Gola culture. We are among the real one here, the real Africa.
Awesome. Badji, do you think that Africa, Senegal and all of the countries in Africa, but I know you're speaking for Senegal, do you think that Africa I say we because I'm an African, yeah? So do you think we'll return to our former glory? Do you think we can get back to that place again?
Le serpent, c'est more like what we call, you know, life. The time of the universe is the different of the time of states. The time of the universe is the different of the time of people, of community. We rule the world, how to say, more than 1,000 years. More than 4,000 years. And how much time they control us? It's not 2,000.
Oh.
It's not 1,000. Most of the time we forget that we rule the world more than them, rule us. And now their time is finishing, is ending. Their time is ending.
I heard that before.
Man.
I heard that before.
What I'm saying, you know, I try to not talk about my ego or about my feeling. That's why I try to compare, because most of us we read, we talk about people, some things that we are sure, but really we are not sure. We only talk about things, but compare. What I'm saying is real.
Right.
Compare the Pharaoh time, the Pharaoh civilization from Kush, but because Egypt was Kush. Right. You know, Kush and the lack of Congo, it's from that. And the Ethiopian. It was more than 5 years, 5,000 years. But till now they're fighting and they are trying to hide the reality. They come here, they discover Africa in 1,400 years. Yeah, the time of Christopher Columbus is the time they found Africa.
Wow.
They colonized us 300 to 400 years, and slavery. If you gather all that, is maybe 600 or 700 years. Even not 1,000.
Right.
So it's to say that we have to be positive. We have to learn in the best way history, because if you learn in the best way history, your future will be bright. You will see the vision. You will see that it's clear. Me, that's why I'm fighting. I'm calm. I don't show off. Because I know that each one have to do what he has to do only.
Yeah.
And if most of us do what we have to do, we see that we will take our position in this world. How China did it. China go back to their culture.
Yeah.
They unify. Only that. It's the two things. They go back to their culture, and you say culture, you say history, you know who is your enemy, you know what strategy he developed in the past, and now you know that he will not, get you. It's finished, you know them. Yeah. And the other thing is unite. How to be act, how to go forward. You have to be united to develop the strength. Mm-hmm. And they have to do. They go back to their culture and they unify. And it's finished. So the two things for Africa, we have a lot of division, and it's only one roots that we have all to be is in our culture. And Pan-Africanism is a bridge. Pan-Africanism is a bridge for that can make us, you, me, Afro-American, and others from the world, all African from the world, to be in what area is Pan-Africanism the way, the path to take to be in the roots.
Let me ask.
If we are able to
go ahead.
Finish.
Go ahead.
Okay. No. Most of people it's not what they understand. They don't understand that Pan-Africanism is a bridge. It's real that it's a dream. It's real that it's a dream. It's an ideology. It's a project. Mm-hmm. But really, it's a bridge, because also today it's a Pan-Africanism that make you and me talking.
Right.
Beautiful.
So by talking, by talking, we are in the same path now, and now we can start to build something with as a Pan-Africanists. But we have to understand where we come from,
right?
And to know where we come from, we have to make research. And to make research is not to ask; is to go deep down the roots.
Yes.
So you know how the ancestors said that we come from the beginning of the Nile, where God happy dwell. You know how Christians make a pilgrimage back to Israel, and the Jews, they do. I mean, not Jews, but the Muslims, they make Hajj and all of that. Do you think it would be good for the African diaspora and Africans on the continent to travel to the Nile Valley as a pilgrim?
It's a pilgrim.
Pilgrimage, yes.
But the problem is, I say, the hurt, you have to purify it, the hurt.
Yes.
How? That's another level. It's a dimension. Mm-hmm. Because if you purify your heart, your mind is open, is wide, is clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now, what make it? You have good energy, all your body, and this kind of energy will drive you the best way and to meet the best person, the best people, to go in the best area, to take what you have to take, or the ancestors to give you what they have to give you. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you understand what I want to say to you.
Yeah. One second. So, Imara, I know I invited you to join because I know you are, you really have a whole lot of information about, Africa and the diaspora. And I don't know if you're able to hear the brother clearly, but if you have a question, fine. If not, that's okay. If you just want to listen in, that's okay. But do you have a question for him, and can you hear him clearly?
Blessings and light. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. We have a brother have a question for you, Badji. Go ahead, please.
Yes, so Badji, I heard you spoke about Marcus Garvey and Pan-Africanism, and one of the things you said is that since Marcus Garvey, no one else have done anything to reach that level. And I'm saying that it means that we are actually 100 and a half years behind, because if Marcus Garvey made such an impact, and we are yet to find, that kind of movement, that global movement, something is really wrong with us. What you believe we can do now, because we can't be here looking back at Marcus Garvey.
Okay, Alan.
And a generation now that can make that move forward. What is your views on that?
Okay, thank you, brother. Really happy to hear about you. You're right. We have the heritage of Marcus Garvey. That means that he showed us the way that we are. That's why we are involved and we are doing what we are doing. What we have to do, I tell it to the sister and the brother. Today, we have to settle our own world government, and the government that will not depend to the formal government of our states, because it's the way that they rule the world. We have to settle group about the whole black education, the black of all the world. What kind of education program taking account to the difference? What kind of popular army? What kind of medicine? You can have 1-2 person of each program who start to think about that and to make some documentation of research. 3 person in the media who are working in information and communication. It's not something big, but it's something that we have to start. By starting this level, settling all the type of program, and saying that we have to find the actor and the organization, people who are engaged, and organization who are engaged really, when we can rely on. Now in the diaspora, and we have what we call the base of données, the data of all organizations and of people engaged. And we are talking, sometimes you don't propose them, you only have to talk with them, like this kind of emission. You invite them, you talk with them, and we know their psychology, their mind, we know their world. Even they try to play, because most of, we are too, we want to play, to gain something. We are tricky. Even people are tricky. You can feel if they're tricky or not. And now you can try to categorize your data. So you have the program, you have the data, and with the data, you know that people who have knowledge in some area, people who can give money, people who can offer, some perspective in where they live or their contact, all is in the data, because now the world is in the data world.
Yeah.
So we have how to use that. And if you have the data, you can have the map of all the actors and the organization and what they do, how long they have been. It has 2 years. The son of Marcus Garvey, now he's really old. He was here. I go to see the manifestation, the event. I was there. It has 2 years. It was in Senegal, yes. Wow. It's to tell you, people are doing, but we have not a global plan. They control the world because the time of slavery, because they go to control all the world, and now they control it. So what we have to do is to make a global plan. And not wait our state to do, because our state most of them, they will not work for us, because they have been trained, they have been prepared, they have been educated to be formal. And the world system, if you are formal, if you are institutional, you rule for the system.
Wow.
So you have to marginalize, like, Jamaican. Why Jamaican? Just because they have the heritage of the Maroon. All the slaves that fight and get their freedom, have their community, until now you see they are real. Yeah. They are natural. They are not occidentalized like us. The way we wear our clothes, the way we talk, the way we live is like the way the colonizer educate us. But people in the Caribbean, some community in the Caribbean that have the heritage of the Maroon, they are real. So sociologically, we have to study all that. It's a scientific world war that we Africans are. And we have to be more rigorous, more serious, and more pragmatic than we have ever been. I don't know if I answered to his question. It's only that my only view is how to settle a supra organization, but that is not that they don't know. No need to formalize. If you formalize, they know you. If you communicate publicly, they know you. They influence you by your own brother and sister. Now, how to settle business, how to settle community banks. That's why the community approach is interesting. You can settle bank, you can settle business, in a low level.
Right.
And little. If you have $100,000, don't take the all $100 in the invest. Block it to, how to say, 10,000, and invest in different states. And you have your own system. You have your own system. You can go anywhere in Africa. You have a little business, but this little business is a big business because it's a network in different states. So even when you invest, you have to be really, really strategic the way you invest.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I'm assuming the banks there, they give you interest on your money there, or on your deposit?
Yeah, for sure. But how to have your own system of banking?
Okay.
It's the way you have to think.
Yes, sir. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but if you are too formal, that's why here we have some a community. And that's why talking about religion is not so easy. I have a friend. He is a Pan-Africanist. He was coming from Ivory Coast. He's a Kemet. I really respect him. He is engaged. But the way he was looking in Senegal and Islam in Senegal, when he come, he changed his view. He was criticizing anytime. But when he understands that, like the Murid, I will write it to Dianna, she will send it to you, some information. It has someone we call Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. Even Sheikh Anta Diop, he come from in this community. This community, even they are Muslim, they believe in their leader. It's not like now. He was fighting by the colonizers. The colonizers take him 7 years out of Senegal. It was during the colonization. It's only him they take out of Senegal. He was in Gabon, in the forest, and after 7 years, he come back.
Wow.
Only him. And he is the only one who built a city. Here in Senegal, I can say, even in Africa, he has his own religious city.
Wow.
But they don't do to Arab. They are African. They live African. All about them is Africa, and for the black people. So we are in the complexity of the African people. We are in the complexity. African people develop several ways to resist, several ways to reinvent himself. From Africa, from different zones in Africa, from the Caribbean and elsewhere, even in the U.S.
Yes.
So we have to learn. We have to learn that if you want to success, all the solution is in us.
Hold a second. Yeah, Badji, thank you. We hear you, and Imara has another question for you. What's the question? Go ahead.
Yes. So I understand some of the things that he spoke about, Marcus Garvey.
Right.
One of the things that I don't hear him address is the skills of mobilization, right? However, we see someone, come with a similar ideological principle like Marcus Garvey, right here in Africa, Muammar Gaddafi.
Right.
And I don't believe the Africans, the other Africans took up and pay close attention to what he was trying to do with the Organization of Africa Unity. What your views on Muammar Gaddafi bringing together and trying to get Africa to have a centralized government rather than this government in president in Ghana, Senegal, but a centralized president, just like how you have a centralized president in the United States of America, and you formulate a system as one Africa. What is your view on that?
Okay.